Mrs. Scott! Something really sad just happened, if you want to know about it. How can you not want to know? Yay! Oh, yes, I like the anger. Oh. Yeah, so I've got Boomer here, which is that giant puppy dog. And somehow, I have no idea how, he got a hold of my little cherished plastic sea lion that's on the pond. Yeah, that one. The one that Power Unicorn Girl and Super Z-Man almost lost forever, that I was very sad about. Well, he ate its head. Just went at it. I came in and I was like, what is that tiny thing by your foot? Oh, it's my sea lion that I care a lot about and its head is missing. You mother fricker fracker of a dog face, poo poo head. He's right by my feet right now. I kind of just want a little kick. It won't hurt him. Not that much. No, I will never abuse animals. Ever. I know, it's so sad. It's so sad. Thank you for the host, Ezekiel the Third. Yay! And Mr. Scott. Oh, yeah, so that's what I'm coming off of. I know it sounds ridiculous, but I really like that little sea lion. And my pond is like Jurassic Park. It's got like an electric fence. Like, I have no idea how he got it. Hi. Happy Friday! Happy Friday. I am Punch Life Back, and this is the Matrix Guard. Boomer just punched me in the face. A little bit. A little bit. On top of other punches. You know, that's just what happens. It just is what happens. And I'm like telling myself, this is so silly, but I'm telling myself, the only way out is through. You've got this. It's okay to be sad about a stupid little plastic sea lion. Because denying the sadness just makes it worse. So even though I feel ridiculous and all self-judgy about the fact that I'm upset about a little plastic toy, I was emotionally attached to this thing. So it's fine. It's fine. Oh. Oh, well, hello. We're here together again. How are you, Mrs. Scott? Right? They weren't. No. Nope. Nope. They just like prepared me emotionally for this day to come where I knew I would lose my precious little plastic friend. I have more though now. Not to replace, obviously, but like I found a like T-Rex in the dirt and brought it to the pond. I don't know. I think the wedding broom was probably more precious. I would think. And I did not know that happened. That's awful. Happy 7th month, is it? Yeah, has it been 7 months? Here? Is that what you're talking about, Yeti? Have we been streaming for 7? Oh yeah, like my resub. Yeah. Yes. I know, pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. It's been a lot of fun and a lot of work from all of us. Yeah. I'm excited. It was Yeti Dude's birthday yesterday. And we're gonna do more celebrating this afternoon. We're having a big old meal. Eating out by bringing it in. It's gonna be nice. What are some good things going on in your guys' lives? I could use a little gratitude. A little goodness. A little celebrating. And if you don't have something that's like, oh yeah, this one thing, you can just share with me like 3 things that you, I don't know, are grateful for right now in this moment. For me, that would be the fact that I get to stand while streaming. And right now that feels good. I'm grateful that Mrs. Scott can empathize about my plastic friend that is now dead. And I'm grateful, la 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 la, for the sound of my own voice. Yes, I am. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing a new, I'm trying a new, tabletop role-playing game. It's not even, I guess, tabletop technically, but there's no figurines. It's like all improv dialogue based. So I'm going beyond Dungeons & Dragons, folks. I've only played Dungeons & Dragons for like, I don't know, less than a year. But it's pretty fun. Yeah, it seems like it's gonna be pretty fun. You have to, they're all like, you play all all vampires basically. So all like evil characters. So like me having to like somehow work out how me, Punchline Back, can play an evil character and like not hate myself is really fun and like puts me in this like weird, like, I don't know, like puzzle that I have to solve. Yeah, so that's something good going on in my life. I'm working on my character creation right now, and I think we're gonna meet soon. Well, see, that's the thing, isn't it? But see, no, evil characters, they don't know they're evil, right? Like, they don't actually hate them. Well, they can hate themselves, but not often for being evil. Yeah. And my favorite evil characters are the ones that, like, to play, are the ones that, like, look nice, but aren't, you know, because that's me. But, yeah, so it'll be fun. It'll be fun. I want to get, like, fake contacts to wear, non-prescription contacts. We'll see if I do that. I have to, like, feel it out and make sure I like it before investing in some, I'd say, light costuming. I was telling Yeti Dude, I was like, this game is one giant step closer to LARPing than D&D is. And I'm a little uncomfortable with it. Partly because I think LARPing would be really fun, but I never want to go there. Never want to go there. For whatever reason. But I feel like I'm on the slippery slope towards LARPing. And maybe in my 60s, that's what's gonna happen. Oh no, I see my future. I see my future, you guys! I'll drown my sorrows in my Earl Grey tea. Oh man. Alright, so today, on our, you know, Time with Punch Life Back, Hoist the Colors. I have all these names that I'm like, yeah, whatever it is that I do twice a week. Today we're going back to that Yale course on the science of well-being, and there's the third. We still have the last of 3 like mind traps that get in the way of our happiness and our well-being. And so we're gonna do that, and I'm really looking forward to it because I'll feel like, oh, we now have like the trio of terrible things that our brains do to us to ruin our happiness, and know what we can do about it, and that feels cool. That feels really cool. So, and I've liked the videos so far. So we'll do that, and we've already started our gratitude practice. We'll feel that out a bit, and yeah, we can of course do our meditation for 5 minutes. And I need telekinetic powers. Oh, my arm got cut off. I need telekinetic powers to get the control for my air conditioning. Oh, I might just complain all day. How does that sound, guys? Because I'm sure you don't have enough people in your life that are complaining all the time. I'll be right back.
And the day after that.
All right. I now have telekinetic powers in the shape of a air conditioning remote control. Awesome. Yeah, and of course, like, you know, we're still working our way through Undertale, and I've been enjoying doing that, so we're gonna keep doing it. I debated, Scott, starting over, like seriously debated starting out over on Undertale because I messed the whole thing up by killing my goat mom. And apparently, Undyne taught me that you can't actually beat the game in violent mode as a pacifist. So, which I really wanted to do. But just so you know, I wasn't gonna make you watch it. I was gonna do it like over the weekend. Yeah. That didn't happen. So we're still like, basically you get to watch me squirm killing things that I don't want to have to kill, but then I have to kill, and then I feel all judgy and blah, blah. So that's what we get to do later. Yay! Woo! Yeah. So, oh, actually, you guys, I had something that I really, yeah, exactly. I was thinking of like getting to the same place, while not streaming, and then I'd be like, surprise, you guys! I've caught us back up, but this time we're now a pacifist. But yeah, no, I don't think I'm gonna do it. It will depend on how like uncomfortable I get playing Undertale as a murderer when I don't want to be. Actually, it's probably good training for this new role-playing game I'm gonna be doing where I have to murder and be evil. Oh, it's so hard. Oh yeah, so I came across this amazing, like, what I thought was a really cool article. And let's see who wrote it. I'll share a link to it for you guys just in case to give this guy credit. Ricardo Guadarrama. And it's from Stoic Answers. So y'all know, I can't believe I just said y'all. Oh, it's because my new character's gonna have a southern accent. But you know I love Stoicism. Find a lot of inspiration there for resilience and like practical ways to bring philosophy into life, which is really cool. So here's an article, and it's the difference between freedom as wings and freedom as a bag of rocks in the back. And I just want to read it. It's not that long, but it was just good. So, according to Epictetus, who is a Stoic philosopher, freedom is the only worthy goal. Now, what freedom means is kind of a personal thing, and there's a lot of different like definitions of freedom I think that people use when they write and they talk. So what does that mean to a Stoic? Well, we're about to find out. So it is said that slaves come to love their chains. Just like in Shawshank Redemption, when Brooksy hangs himself because he cannot handle life without his chains, he doesn't understand it, so he decides just to leave life. Freedom is a heavy load for many, but at the same time, it is what gives wings to fly high in the sky to many others. What's the difference? So this idea is, to some, freedom is like kind of like a curse, like it's something that they don't know how to handle, and that they kind of just end up destroying themselves. And then for others, freedom is this like amazing empowered gift that kind of like unlocks life. And what's the difference? So Ricardo goes on to say that there's a decision we make. So the universe, he says, is deterministic up to a point. Something happens, that makes some other things happen, and so on. Cause and effect, cause and effect. That is until the chains of events encounters itself with a human mind. Up to this point, two things can happen. That particular human mind will either practice agency or it won't. In other words, it will add its special spice to the unending chain of events that met him and contribute in making it something different, something embedded with his freedom to decide a tiny bit of how things are going to be when they pass through him. Succinctly, this is your freedom. So our ability to... Hi, Upright Oracle! Oh, I feel like you're hugging me! Because you're here! Hi, it's good to see you! Mwah! Yeah, so it seems to me that he's saying, like, yeah, so, like, the world is pretty deterministic, right? Like, we're born with a certain set of genetic coding. We're raised, like we're born to a certain family in a certain country at a certain era, right? Like our culture, our genetics, all of these things shape who we are and determine who we are to a large extent. And yet, we also have this thing, and I guess he would say, like, all the hugs, that he's arguing for free will in a limited sense. Like, we have it, but only to the extent that we're able to practice our agency. And this is something that I talk about all the time, right? About how we're usually on autopilot until the point we exercise awareness and realize what's going on in our brains, and then can make choices based on what we want and what we don't want. So exercising agency is where freedom is found. So he goes on to say, to ask the question, what makes freedom heavy for some or burdensome for some of us? And he says the other thing that can happen is that you don't practice your agency. You simply let the chain of events pass through you with as little intervention from your side as possible. But that is impossible. There is no way you cannot intervene in the chain of events of the universe, for the simple reason that you are part of that very chain. There is no not participating in this. Making the choice of not participating is still making a choice. Now, so in other words, like, we have our agency, we either choose to use it or we choose not to use it, but we're making a choice either way. SS, hello! Hi! I almost forgot it was Friday too, except I'm really excited for the weekend. Welcome! And thank you for sharing in Discord about the museums. Guys, maybe I can get that link for you all. Yeah, museums are like offering free virtual tours, which sounds amazing. So I'm almost there. I'm so almost there. Mwah, mwah. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Yeah, it's through Google. There we go. Yeah, Google has these collections. So yeah, I'm gonna share it right now. SS, thank you again for that. How's being a Madipu for Zeke going? All right, so yeah, so we have this, like, we're either exercising our free will and free will vis-a-vis our ability to make choices. Like, either way, we're exercising our free will to use our agency and affect events or our experience of events, or we're not, right? But that's still free will. So, he says, so what happens when we deny our agency and choose to basically live our lives as if we have no responsibility to our lives? So when we become fatalists, when we deny our power, even if tiny, to spice up the universal chain of events. Oh, you're responding. It is different. It is. I'm so excited for you. Dude, and yeah, no, I mean, you're helpful to our community, you know? Like, you're just a helpful guy. Yeah. Yay. So Ricardo goes on to say that what happens is that you become as close as you can to be to an animal. And what differentiates us from animals is our capacity to be agents, to intervene with our rationality on life itself. But when you don't practice this, instinct kicks in. And so think about the last time you were drunk, like really drunk. The only things that go through your mind are probably more booze, crappy, greasy food, bad decisions, mostly related to sex and fighting for mostly sex. So when you wake up the next day, the first thing you ask yourself is, what the bloody hell was I thinking? But you were not really thinking, were you? Not accepting freedom and responsibility for it is pessimistic as well. For denying that you're responsible for your existence leaves you powerless. Right? Like, I'm gonna read that again because that's the part I think that really got me. For denying that you are responsible for your existence leaves you powerless. Thinking in this way is what makes you powerless. This is when freedom becomes a burden instead of wings. So guys, it's all about our perspective, right? And it's like we either, like, I think our well-being, our ability to, like, exist in this life, a I'll say it this way. There's there's a certain level of suffering that's inevitable to us because we're humans, we're born, we live, we die, we love. And yet there's all this so our suffering is capped at here, right? Like this is just you can't experience less suffering than this level. Then all the other stuff we do, like either adds on non-essential or non-necessary suffering or it doesn't. And this idea of not taking responsibility for your life, just piles on this, extra suffering. That your very freedom becomes a burden because of our mindset. That is just bonkers. And, I think we all do it, right? To some extent. So my mind was blown by this. I really liked his perspective of talking about it. So the lighter freedom. He says freedom is light when it's liberating, when the fatality of existence is realized, when you realize that you are here and that's that. Existence is asking you a question. So what are you going to do about it? And this is smack so heavily of Viktor Frankl. If you haven't read Man's Search for Meaning, I highly recommend it. But life basically asks us one thing or challenges us with one main question, which is are you going to be responsible for your life? Right? Which is kind of ridiculous, super stupid, super overly warm and fuzzy. But when you break apart responsibility as a word, it's response, able, you're able to respond. You're exercising your agency. So what are you going to do about your life, right? What are you going to do about this challenge to be responsible for it? For this question, one can only answer in two ways. Yes, I'm going to exercise my freedom. No, I'm not going to exercise my freedom. We already saw that what the no answer entails, it tends to go towards destruction. But what about the yes answer? The yes answer is the acceptance of freedom. It embeds the acceptor with power, the power to act within the chain of events he got himself to live in. Just by knowing this and accepting this, he can participate in the universe itself. And this is where I'm I don't know if I understand this part, but he says, he will not die, for he will be forever present in the form of the actions that came subsequently from his volition. So in other words, because we're adding our little ripple to the future chain of events, we're present in the future. There's a really interesting secular view of immortality. So every smile he gives, every single action he takes, if consciously chosen, is his act in existence. Knowing that he is partaking a role in infinity, and also free to do so, is magnificently liberating. This gives you wings. So he sums it up. He goes, how to be free. You are already here and you have no say in that. What you have a say in is an accepting responsibility for your agency or not, your ability to make choices. That is for your capacity to intervene in the chain of events that meet you in your life. Yes or no? Yes is always better. And he leaves us with the following. It's a quote from Erich Fromm. And Erich Fromm says, if other people do not understand our behavior, so what? Their request that we must only do what they understand is an attempt to dictate to us. If this is being asocial or irrational in their eyes, so be it. Mostly they resent our freedom and our courage to be ourselves. We owe nobody an explanation or an accounting as long as our acts do not hurt or infringe on them. How many lives have been ruined by this need to explain, which usually implies that the explanation be understood or approved? Let your deeds be judged, and from your deeds, your real intentions. But know that a free person owes an explanation only to himself, to his reason and his conscience, and to the few who may have a justified claim for explanation. Right? A freaking men, Upright Oracle. That's how I feel. I've got goosebumpies. Yeah. I mean, it's just... when I found this, I was like, holy shit. This is what I've been trying to say, but in, another, whole way of saying it that just felt powerful to me. I think I gravitate towards male writers. And I think it's because, like, I don't know, like, this is getting kind of woo-woo-y, so I'm like, processing this out loud and, like, wanting to and not say anything, but, like, I can be quite bubbly, right? And, like, I just, like, get annoyed by my own, like, I don't know, like, overabundance of, like, girl energy. But I really like hearing the same thoughts from dudes. I really do. Yes, woo-woo away, thank you, Upright. Oh, Upright, I just heard about a person that does your charts, right, your astronomical charts. One that is, like, talked about super, super highly, from the Fairy Godmother, and, anyways, I want to get that information and share it with you, because I think you would really dig him, and I don't know if he's got, like, information, like a Twitter following or anything like that, but I think you would love him. It just, instantly when she was talking about it, I was like, oh, this is Upright. I gotta share this with her. Oh, well, thank you guys for letting me read that. Again, I put the link to the article if you want to, like, save it or be able to, like cut and, like, tattoo that quote to your forehead so you see it every morning. It'd be so small you couldn't read it. It's a pretty long quote. You have to have a really big forehead to pull it off. Yeah, that was awesome. Thank you. Yay, that was awesome. See you. Oh man. All right, guys. So, what was the best thing that happened to you yesterday? Give me something. Yesterday was Yeti Dude's birthday, so I just got to, like, bask in the glory that he was born. Talk about a chain of events that has greatly affected my life. And that I practiced agency in, like, I didn't have to ask him out on that first date. I definitely didn't have to say I'd marry him. I made those choices. There wasn't Yeti cake, but we are having a very special Yeti meal today with my family that can come over. So yay! I did make great choices. He's amazing. Oh, it's Saturday. It can't be Saturday, Tiki. I thought it was today. It could be Sunday. Yeah. Oh, now I'm so sad. I can be patient. No, I thought it was gonna be today. Happy belated birthday, Yeti Dude. We can figure it out, Tiki. It's all good. Hey, he's still here listening to us compliment him. What? That's gotta feel good. Or really uncomfortable. Or both. Yeah, that was the best thing that happened to me yesterday. Yes. We've done what we're grateful for in the moment. So, okay guys, like the whole point of gratitude is that it helps us overcome what is called hedonic adaptation, which is just a fancy way of saying the stuff that feels really good at first, we get used to and we don't appreciate later. So what we end up doing is seeing all the stuff that doesn't work in our life, and we totally forget about all the stuff that is working, that is wonderful. And gratitude actually helps our brains break through that adaptation and reappreciate things again. And that boosts our well-being in several ways, but one of which is we tend to start feeling a kind of a positive emotion. And the more we practice gratitude, the more we're able to actually generate the feeling in the moment. We're wiring our brains for gratitude. It's pretty cool. Oh, you got to take care of time for you. Yes. Self-care time is so needed. So needed. And so many of us don't do it. Yeah, for a lot of reasons. Sometimes we get stuck in that trap of taking care of people more than ourselves for too long. So I'm glad to hear you did that. Yay. Yeah, else? Another question we can ask around that gratitude vein is, what are like 3 things that would make today really great? And as long as your answers are things you can control, right? Like these are agency choices, right? Where you're taking responsibility for your life. It can boost your well-being. So for example, I thought I was going to be having a lovely meal to celebrate Yeti Dude. And that was going to be a big check. It does, right? Thank you for that, Upright. It does. So what is actually in my control today? So that would make today great. I say this like every time, spending time outside, like I have to do that right now. Being cooped up is really challenging. So getting out there, I'm going to do that. And taking a moment to like I have a lot of virtual meetings today. So I just want to take a moment to like pause and breathe, even if it's just for like 15 seconds before I start like push a camera go live. So that's going to make today great. And then drinking water after my 2 things of tea. That'll make today great. Yay! Reading before bed, have fun with friends on Twitch, and 3, ooh, I like it's a mystery. Yet to be determined, SS. Yes. That feels fun. That feels fun to me. As part of like the struggle I'm having with like staying at home, which hopefully that will be lifted soon, but is like there's just like things don't surprise me anymore, right? Like there's not like this like little mini doses of adventures in life, and I miss those. So even your question mark, I'm like, oh, this is making today so exciting. Yeah, there we go. Yes. Yeah, it's all about how we phrase it, right? Yes. Thank you guys for doing that with me, diving in. Challenge accepted, Upright. I don't know when it's gonna happen, but challenge accepted. I'm just gonna put that back in your court and say, do surprise me. Oh, draw, yum. Yum. Yes. I'm living vicariously through you, SS. Sounds so good. Oh, okay, guys. So, for those of you who don't know, we recently launched our beta test of TMG Connect, which is on-demand life coaching, basically. And so anytime that you want, like, to talk to somebody or, like, have a partner to, like, work through a challenge, dude, TMG Connect is what it's all about. And my bot is like posting that link every once in a while. It's on Discord. It's like super easy. Some of you guys here have helped us test it. It worked really well. People are having a really overall like really good experience doing it, and it's all complimentary right now. So and we're working really hard to keep it free. So yes. So yeah, that's out there for you guys. It exists, and yeah. Okay, I could talk about it forever because, you know, I'm super excited about it, but I will just leave it there. And if you have questions, I'm here. I think I have a link down below to the sign up as well, like to connect to it, to connect to TMG Connect. Huh? Is that too much connection for you? Connect to a life coach. Connect to yourself. Connect to what you want out of life. Connect with solutions. Oh yeah, this is bad. This is bad. I promise I won't be your coach. Like if you get me, you can be like, and you don't want all this energy, you can just be like, no offense, but can I work with someone else? Like, and then I'll go cry. But yes, you can. That's a cool thing. We designed it so you're always a choice, and I'm gonna work on a video to give you guys like And this was suggested by one of the testers, like a little intro video to give you an idea of what the experience is actually like. So it's not like you're jumping out like into the giant unknown of scariness. So that should be coming, I don't know when, but as soon as I can get it done. So yeah, all right.